Welcome to the first episode of A Price and Perspective. Got my brother here with me. Only right, I got him on the first episode. One of my closest friends since knee high, man. Got my brother Dre Scheme. What's up, brother?
What's going on with y'all, man? Glad to be here. First episode.
For sure, man. Y'all go tap into my man podcast, No Idea Podcast. Shout out to Sam.
Shake back.
And yeah, man. So appreciate you for coming on. And two things we're gonna talk about today is love and vulnerability, and the price of those things, and our perspective on those things. So really just jumping into it with you, I remember us having them talks growing up and stuff. Like you said, like, bro, my music is love and painful. That's just like all I know. Like I know about that love shit, I know about that pain. So it was like I had to have you on this joint. So
No doubt.
just starting off with vulnerability, like what made you? Cause you was just like one of my first friends where it was like first male friends where it was like, bro, I ain't had no problem being him. Like as a youngin', like I done seen him cry, but I done also seen him like that made people love you even more, cause you was just like you for real. So like, what was your first experiences with like, or who made it comfortable for you growing up to be like, nah, it's okay to be like vulnerable. It's okay to be like intact with your feelings for real.
I really never thought about that. Cause like even with the tune and shit, like just without sharing it and all that, I don't know what kind of sparked me being so comfortable with it, but I feel like it has grown over time. But honestly, I don't know. You know what it is, bro? You gonna think this shit great. Back in the day, before I was heavy on fucking childhood movies and like shows like the Disney jumps, the High School Musicals and all that. Like I wanted to be Troy Bolton. I wanted to be. But if you look back at all them movies, bro, it's always the same type storyline. You know what I'm saying? It's the good guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's the villain.
It's the villain. But the good guy, you know what I'm saying? He don't always win in the, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, but he always win in the end. It's teaching you the morals and just being like a stand-up guy and seeing what come from it. And honestly, framed it after that, bro. As crazy as it sounds, just looking at like the way people carry themselves. Cause I've always been a sponge. Cause it's like, I don't know. I learned at a very early age there's so much you can take from everybody around you.
Not for real.
Like,
you can learn from a homeless person.
I was about to
learn
say,
from.
I learned shit from my nephew. He's 4 years old.
Yes,
I learned shit from my nephew, just like watching him be him and just taking bullshit away. I do that in every aspect, but honestly, that would probably be where I found that vulnerability at, just modeling myself after childhood
TV.
stars.
That's crazy. I didn't even think you was gonna say that, cause like when I think about like vulnerability and like I said, just thinking about those friendships that I had, like that was for sure like one area that I looked up to you, and it was like, damn, like bro, alive. Cause I done seen you like since we was kids, bro. I done seen you go through real life stuff and still come to school and be like either the class clown or the one that just like, you know what I'm saying, be able to spread love when you're going through so much. And it's like, I feel like being vulnerable is like, it's able to happen with the right leadership. Like male leadership affects like males, like growing up. And like, I feel like with me, with my story and like my experiences with it, it was like, I was either put in a place of like, when you're being vulnerable or when you're crying and stuff, like it was looked down upon. So it was like, I took on that route of like, I can't do that, or I can't let that be shown. So it's like, I don't know, that was just my experience with it. Like, so
That's another kill though, like outside of the childhood stars or whatever, because that definitely is like a big thing. But like, I was raised by 3 women. I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, my sister, and they all different forms of women. Like they're all different types, like, but they all women at the end of the day. So it's like a lot of what I learned about being a man back to movies and shit, like, or TV shows, and just like the men that I did have around and stuff like that. But like I never had the father in the house that's like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta toughen up. It was always the shoots, you know what I'm saying?
See, it's like, it's pros. I mean, it's cons, and then it's like also pros to like not, some of my friends not having their pops around all the time, because it's like I said, you was able to express that early, and that being like shown to you was like kill, like that's deep.
Cause it's bled over into a lot of things, like not even just the vulnerability. I mean, I feel like the vulnerability has something to do with everything, but it's like even how I deal with relationships or like how I carry myself with women and shit like that. Like I've always seen it from my mother's perspective. I've seen, or like even when I was growing up, she was teaching me how to court my girlfriends or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Birthdays and Valentine's and all that came up, and she was showing me how a woman would want to be, you know what I'm saying, treated on those days, like the gifts and stuff like that. She always helped me with ideas and everything, so I've always been getting trained on that aspect. But it's like I didn't catch how to tie a tie or how to shave and shit like that. Like, but I did catch that at different times in different ways though. Like, and that's why I do hold on to the you know what I'm saying, the male roles, because that shit is important.
Nah, it is.
But like,
for sure is.
Like, Mr. Gloucester taught me how to tie a tie. I was like 16 though.
In high school.
You feel me?
Kid.
I was 16 years old. He taught me how to tie a tie in his office. And like, it meant a lot to me. I don't know if he knew it. Like, I was just talking to him, like not literally about that, but like, he's one person I feel like his role in my life has meant a lot more than he probably knows.
Nah, that's real. Cause it's like, I don't know, I feel like growing up in a environment where like men being like vulnerable is like frowned upon, and it, like that makes us emotionally unavailable, like growing up and stuff like that. So for me, I feel like it was like my pops, he, you know what I'm saying, I never really seen him cry, I've never really seen him open up and stuff like that. So that was just the example that I had, like, and then it's like, dang, fool, like, I don't know, like, I feel like that played a part in me, like, cause like, we always talk about this when we was younger, like, me and you ain't get along at first, like, I used to pick on you, I used to hang with niggas who, you know what I'm saying, like, used to get on you and stuff, and it's like, but then when I used to be like around you, but not like when we wasn't cool at first, it was like, bro, everybody like this nigga, like, everybody mess with bro, and it's like, kill, like, being you was like, okay, fool. So it's like, I feel like me not being like emotionally available all the way, cause I was like emotional, you know what I'm saying, at times in certain areas, but like in public, it was just to me like, bro, I'm not about to show that. So like, I would rather make somebody feel how somebody made me feel at home or in another area of my life versus like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make you feel like that versus you making me feel like that. And it's like, I feel like that was just my experience with it. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that male leadership is like, it play a big role. Like, all that shit, like, it's just like, in those formative years, you don't even realize how all the stuff you're experiencing makes the adult version of you. And like things that you gotta outgrow, cause it's like you don't even know you're looking at it, but you see the way both parents deal with stress or deal with frustration and stuff like that, and so it embeds in you without you even knowing. So it's like my mom, like I've seen her sad and I've seen what she does when she's sad. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the positive way she deals with it and the negative way. But we was just having a conversation about that too, like the older generation, all like the mental health chats and all that, like that wasn't really a conversation. Yeah, like wasn't. Even like some of the like what am I trying to say, like ADHD and stuff like that, that wasn't like a thing back in the day. Or like medicine for it and treatments. You know what I'm saying? The discovery programs and all that, like special classes for people and everything, like all that wasn't really a thing. He was just a bad kid. Right. It was never really addressed or anything like that. So it's like, but like you look at it now, and we growing up with two sides of the coin, where it's like on one side, I want to be a better version of me, and like I know the stuff that's happening to me isn't healthy or it shouldn't be happening. But you talking to somebody who probably felt that same way when they was your age and it was never addressed. So it's like you can't expect them to grasp the concept quick. Like my mother just started therapy not too long ago, and this is not completely changed, but she's like, you can see the change, and it's like, it's some people that never make it to therapy. Yeah, that's so it's like seeing just the changes in her going to therapy, I'm like, nah, like the fact that she's able to like accept that she needs therapy, because it's like the older you get, the more and more you're gonna be like more stuck in the ways of how you've been going, because it's like you getting older with them ways. So you've grown with the ways, so it's hard to grow out of. Yeah, so like it's just like, I don't know, that's deep though, bro. Like when you just talking about like the therapy part, you seeing your mom go through that, and it's like, and we was talking about it last night. It's your kickback, like just telling people like, bro, I see you, like.
Right, I told her exactly that. That's what I told her last night. Like I sent her a long message, and I was just like, bro, I see you.
Yeah, but that goes a long way, like. That's why, like, it takes me over to like the next part I want to talk about with like friendship. Like, I feel like true friendship is a place that's free of all expectation, and that like allows you to open up, to be vulnerable, and like for me and you, it was like you was one of the first friends that I had where it was like, okay, I can tell bro what I'm going through, like on a real life tip. Like all my men that I hung around was often like basketball and football, so it was like we was either like playing or we was like around each other just messing around like in the house. Like I never really had no friend where it was like, bro, we gonna sit here and it's like real life. Like me and you used to really sit in your mother's basement, we watching TV, we shooting on the little hoop, but then it's like we like kill, bro. So like, how you been? What you been? We see what each other going through every day, stuff like that. And it was like how do you deal with friendships? How has that been for you? Like growing up with being vulnerable in certain friendships, and how has it also like hurt you in a way?
For real, I really value like all of my friendships, because it's like I'm the youngest of 7. Like, I got 7 siblings, but I'm not too in tune with any of them for real, except for one. And like since my father passed, I'm more in tune with his kids, and like we got a group chat, we try to get up and everything, but everybody just got their own shit going on. But it's like growing up, like my friends was like my brothers and sisters. Like still to this day, like y'all, I consider y'all my brothers. Like, and I don't know, like you said, I went through a lot, so there's a lot of times where I got to see who was like, you know what I'm saying, who was fucking with me, like who was rocking with me. So it's like, I don't know, it's real important to me to show up for people, because I've not been showing up before, and I know how that feels. And I ain't never want nobody to feel like that, so like, that's why I don't want to miss no birthday or no nothing like that, because like, it's little shit like that means something, you know what I'm saying? But like, being vulnerable with friends, you definitely know who you dealing with, because it's like you said, it's nothing against any of your other homies back in the day that you couldn't have those conversations. Maybe you could have, y'all just weren't in the environment or anything, but it's like, I know I got friends that I can't talk about certain things, but I got homies that have never been in love. Right. They've never had a girlfriend.
Or their mind don't like,
so it's not even, you know what I'm
saying?
It's not even that they can't talk to me about it, but they don't understand it.
They haven't had the experience to, you feel me?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta know who you're dealing with, and then also, you know, vulnerability can always hurt you, depending on who you're being vulnerable with. Yeah. But that's more than just choosing your folks.
Yeah, I feel like that's where your discernment come into, like, who you can talk to about what things, stuff like that. But like, just talking about like being let down in friendships and relationships, like, I feel like for men, like I said, growing up in an environment where it's like most men that I was raised by, most of us was raised by, like they weren't really tapped into their emotions, or like some of them were just emotionally unavailable because it wasn't popular back then to like deal with it type stuff. And I feel like for men, it's like we're fragile, bro, but like we don't like to identify as being fragile, so it makes our fragility even worse. Like, and it's like
because it's so isolated.
Yeah,
it's like internal.
You feel me? So it's like that's why I feel like it's just big to like lead with love, like with anything you do. Like,
definitely.
That's something that I've been dealing with. Like for me, like just trying to take out like the mindset of like, what am I getting out of this? Like, just do it out the kindness of your heart, fool. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's like. Our friendship is like, rather seeing you like just be there for me or be there for any of the men, just off of like, just off the strength. Like, bro, I see you really going through what you're going through, and it's like, bruh, still right here, bruh, still. And it's like, acting out of love, leading with love, is like, that's gonna help you with like being able to see who you can be vulnerable with. You know what I'm saying?
But the crazy thing, it was never like still being there, for me at least. Like, it never felt like I was like going through it, and I was like, it was like a not a hassle, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it was tough for me to be there, because like I said, like y'all like my brothers, so like those was like the moments, like those were the escapes. Like my friendships and my relationships, like that was really like, those are the bright spots. Like coming to school, I loved coming to school, because it was like I was dealing with whatever, but like, I mean, that's 8 hours where I'm with some of my favorite people ever.
For real.
doing some shit that's unrelated to whatever I got going on outside. So it's like, I do feel it, but that was the perspective I always had on it. Like coming in, like I really did love coming to school. Like Mac, I love coming to Mac, bro. Like Mac real saved my life. I say that all the time. Like it's a handful of teachers and students right there that like really saved me. Like when I was really in it, bro, like I was deep in it, like shit got real dark. But coming to school was like the highlight of my weeks. Cause it's like
I wish I went there with y'all.
No, that's like. And people always say like I was
really going to go there. Like I'm telling dudes like, bro, all the men is right there. Like I'm trying to go.
They be trying to make it like I'm on some like Mr. McNamara and shit, but it was never about like that necessarily. Like I really just like that shit really did save me, bro. Like Mr. Gloucester, Miss Keller.
It was just a whole bunch of love there.
Hell yeah, like. Like I said, bro, I done had people not show up, like in all aspects, friendships, relationships, and it's like, I know what it means for somebody to show up. Like that's why I'm gonna show up, but like that's why when somebody show up for me, like I'm really like I'm gonna tell you, I'm really grateful for that, cause it's like I done experienced it all. Like I done got the like pops told me he was gonna come get me, bro. I think about this all the time, bro. You remember Friday Night Lights at Grace?
Yeah.
Cause it was the last Friday Night Lights.
That was a school thing, wasn't it? That wasn't no basketball. It was a school jump.
It was a little jump. After school, they would have a little event. And like, it would be a different thing every time, I think. But it was the last Friday Night Lights before we went to high school. It was our 8th grade year. It was the last one of the school year. And my mother, for whatever reason, couldn't take me. So my father had made arrangements. He was like, he was going to take me. Stoop. I'm going to stoop till it get dark. Just went in the house, bro. Or like him missing a birthday or something and like calling me like 2 days later and shit like that. Like I done seen, you know what I'm saying? I experienced that. Or even like relationships, like getting let down by somebody you really love, like whether it be a friend or a relationship. So it's like, but I also done had people really show up for me. In more ways than one. So it's like, I don't know. This shit is real important. Show up for your friends, bro.
Nah, for real. You gonna see like you said, you're gonna see who really there for you when it's time to, you know what I'm saying, when you're really going through it and stuff like that. And
cause like you just learn as you get older that love is an action.
Yeah.
Like I said in the song, love is not a noun, it's a verb. Like love is all action. Cause I could sit here and tell you I love you and tell you just how much you mean to me and all these different ways.
And it's just being said.
And it's just being said because it's like when it's time to show up for somebody or like it's time to show that love, you could fold. And everything you said to me loses validity, it loses validation because it's like, yeah, love is definitely, it's more than just good words.
That's crazy you say that because that's where we rolling into next, like getting into love. Like first I want you to define love, and then I'm gonna read you the Bible's definition and how we gonna, you know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, when you asked that, I immediately thought of that verse. I don't know the verse by heart, but the love is patient.
Love 1 Corinthians 13:4.
I was about to say, love is patient, love is kind, like all of that. I don't know what else he said, but like, because I feel like love is unconditional. For one, love is unconditional. Love has no bounds. Like, if you love somebody romantically or platonically, it's nothing you wouldn't do for them. And not even just like in actions, but in showing up or in just sitting and listening. Or like, you know what I'm saying? All that. Like, I feel like love is, because it's like, you got platonic love and romantic love. I think romantic love gets a little tainted because of just like the physical lust and everything. I feel like that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's a whole different combo.
Yeah, but like true just love, it's just unconditional, like, you know what I'm saying?
I can't even, because when I was thinking about it, like this episode and stuff, I'm thinking about like my definition of love, and it's like, I can't even like, I never really had a definition for like a real life. I feel like for me, it was just like, when I can trust somebody with my weakness, and that could be like a friend or like a woman, like, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, but I never could really put like a real definition on it until like, you know what I'm saying, I started to read the Bible, and it was like, these attributes of like what love is, and it's like 1 Corinthians 13:4 say, like you said, love is patient, love is kind, love does not keep. I think it said love does not keep account of how many times it's wronged. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, and it's like putting that with vulnerability. It's like I feel like staying away from pride, bro. Like pride can really mess up a lot. Like me dealing with that, like just having pride or like not like I said it on Bible study on Monday. Like I had so much pride and like just what I was going through in the moment, and like, bro, I'm not hearing that. It's like I missed out on wisdom from my pops because it was like I was so like just thinking about what I had went through in the past or whatever. But it's like if I say I love him, it's like, bro, you don't keep no accounts of, you know what I'm saying, you being wrong. And it's like love is forgiveness too. So it's like dang, fool, like that's what really got me back into like, okay, so if I say I love somebody, this is how, like you said, this is how it's supposed to be. Like it's unconditional, you know what I'm saying? And speak about like your experiences with love and like, and you're perfect. I wanted to talk about like the example you had of love, because I feel like in my life, the greatest example I had of love is my mother. Like, we're gonna talk about like a mother's love too, but like, what has your experience has been like with love, with either like friendships, relationships, like what has it taught you about yourself also?
I go friendship wise first. What has it taught me about myself? Honestly, like I said, that I really do value my friendships. Like, I came to that realization that my friends and are really like my family. Looking at my sibling situation, because it's like it was a lot of times that I wanted them there, or like I had a lot of, and I've never talked to them about this, but I had a lot of resentment towards my siblings around that time when my dad passed, because I was 16. I'm the youngest, so all of them were. What were you about to say? We was in our junior summer. So we was going into our junior year.
Okay, so I was about to start 10th grade. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we was going into junior year.
But what was you saying about having resentment towards your?
I had a lot of resentment towards my siblings, because like my oldest sibling right now, Tika, I didn't have too many issues with her, but because she was there.
Yeah.
But that was my issue. They were all more than like 10 years older than me, so they were all like adults when it happened, and nobody was there. It was kind of like, but obviously looking back on it now that I'm older and I think about it more, everybody was dealing with the same thing. I wasn't the only one dealing with it, but I don't feel like I was wrong to think like that you should have looked out for their little brother. And
considering what you say, you the youngest.
Yeah, I was only 16. I was still in school and everything, so like it was a lot of things that I was. But that's where that pride comes in, because it's like I don't think I ever did reach out or like try to you know what I'm saying, express that I needed them. Yeah. But I was just so stuck in my head, like
what you was going
through. You feel me? Like, damn, I don't think I need y'all. But
it make you sometimes like it make you miss out on a lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's rooted in whatever you're going through, and it's like that's what I wanted to talk about now. Like your example of love. Like for me, it was my mother. Like I seen my mother go through like a lot of stuff, bro. Just being there for people. You know what I'm saying? Being there for her friends, being there for our different family members, and then with like dealing with me, my brother, and my dad, and it's like she the only woman in here, bro. So it's like she really didn't. I didn't see her go through it, bro. I didn't put her through some hard times. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I looked at the Bible's definition of love, and it's like the first person I thought about, I'm like, bro, that's my mom, bro. Like she really has forgiven me every time, and it's like she don't gotta do that. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm her son, but like. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to do that, bro. Like she's kind. She's the most kind person I know, bro. Like it's just crazy for me. So like, what was your like?
I'd probably go Deuce.
Yeah,
and it's
like
crazy because it's like that. It all comes together. It's like back to getting let down. Like I watched my mom like while she was making it happen. Like my mother is. I never went without. Like even if we was going through something, I would never be too in tune. Like we definitely had some times where we was a little fucked up, but it was never anything where it was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm really like feeling it. Like she always made sure that I had what I needed, and I was, you know what I'm saying, living a good, you know what I'm saying, comfortable life.
And being able to put her feelings to the side to make sure you and Teak like.
And of course, my sister was more in tune because she was older.
Right.
So she kind of knew the ins and outs, and they have a really good relationship as well. But it's like, as I got older and I was really starting to peep what was going on, like I watched my mother get let down a lot in love. And you know what I'm saying? Back to being a sponge. One, I saw what not to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I also learned that too.
I saw what it meant to, like you said, show up for somebody no matter what. Like, the same way you saw it is like me, like, being able to still overcome whatever and still, like, be an active player. Like, I don't watch my mom cry and, like, really hurt, but it's never affected me, or, like, she's never taken nothing out on me, or, like, I never lost any part of my mother because of a piece she was missing and something that she had going on. So, like, that's probably the biggest... Other than the big man upstairs, that's probably the most unconditional love I've ever experienced.
Nah, for real. That's real. And just like, I don't know, man, like you said, you learn what not to do. And like, that's why I just be thanking God, like, I'm just starting to mature at this part of my life. Cause it's like, I'm not, like, whenever I go through something or something, like, when I think something's happening to me, it's like, no, it's happening for me, one. So it's like, okay, don't get so caught up in what you're going through. Look at what you can learn from it. Like you said, I also learned what not to do with seeing like people love, like trying to see people love with fear and pride in their heart, and that's not the way to go and stuff like that. And like, that's what makes me want to jump to this next topic. Like, what's the hardest part? What has been the hardest part about spreading love for you? I feel like for me it was, like I said, just keeping stuff in my heart. Not getting over things, and it also like led me to trying to love people with fear in my heart, fear of being let down, because I was let down in the past from either, you know what I'm saying, family or friendships, a girl, it could be whatever, or just having so much pride of like, you made me feel like this, so before somebody ever make me feel like this, I'm gonna make you feel this way. So what was your hardest part of like spreading love? Because I remember you said in the song, like, what you saying, just me, so scarred from my past when I show love, it made me feel weak. Like, I really felt that, like, kill, bro. Like,
and it's like, that's the kill, because it's like, it don't make me feel weak because I don't think I should be showing love. But it make me feel weak in the sense that, like, to answer your question with it, the hardest part about, I feel like, with me trying to move with love was realizing that, like, I'm not always going to get love back. And that's something tough, because like you're saying, you're not doing it to receive love back. You're doing it just to move with love, but like, it was a lot of times,
to do, like,
you know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of times I felt like I was giving a lot, and I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, receiving it. And I never really got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna just shut down though. Like, I've never gotten to that point, even in relationships. Like, I done had some real tough relationships, and like, I done got dragged through the mud with some whole other shit. And it's like, it's never affected me moving into a future thing. And I thank God for that. Like, I got a girl right now, and I'm real happy with her. And like, I know if I were to hold on to some past shit, or like,
this might not flourish.
It wouldn't flourish at all. Like, cause it's like, I'm 23 now. I just turned 23 yesterday. But like, I've been catching hell from these girls since I was like, you know what I'm saying, knee high.
Talking about it, it's like, kill, bro.
Like, if I sat here and told you everything, you look at me like, bruh, how are you not dogging these? But nah, like,
nah, that's real.
It's like,
but it's like, you lead them with love, bro. So it's like, you're not thinking about like, but that's what I commend you on so much, because it's like, bro, I done seen you, like you just said, bro, like your story, like what you've been through with love, and like, we didn't talk about this, like, your experiences.
But this is like reassuring though, like, you see it like, is it first person or third person?
First person is...
I'm first person. You see it third person, I think.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I mean. You get to see it from your point of view though, like, this is a reassuring, like, situation I'm in right now, because it's like, I could have shut down. Like, I could have just, like, been like, fuck it, like, I'm young, I can do what I want. But that's never really been me. I'm a lover. So it's like, I got a lot of love to give. So it's like, I always wanted somebody that I could like cherish and like pour into.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't always feel like I was getting, you know what I'm saying, I was receiving, it was being reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now I look at my situation now and it's like I got a really sweet girl, like she's a real sweetheart, like a really good girl, and like it's more than reciprocated, like it's and it caused me to do more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I gotta show up for her more because it's like she really do show up for me. Like she decorated the room yesterday. Like I've always been the gift giver, or like, you know what I'm saying, the gesture guy. Like my mother was a gesture person. So it's like
that's what you learned.
You know what I'm saying?
Spread love and stuff.
I'm to show, cause you know you got your love languages, but you also have the languages that you show love in, and that's where people mess up. It's a whole tangent, but that's how people mess up in relationships. Cause you get in a relationship, and not even just on the love language, but just like how you comfort somebody, or how you can't love somebody the way that you want to be loved. That you
like to be loved. That's because not how they.
You know what I'm saying?
Not their love language.
A lot of times they're not going to receive love the way that you receive love.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's a whole thing to unpack within itself.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. But like learning her and seeing how she likes to be loved, it just happens to coincide with how I show love. And likewise, I feel like she's learned me and shit like that. So it's like,
and it's patience.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, like 1 Corinthians 13:4, like love is patient, like love is kind. Like you said, you be saying like she's nice. Like whenever we around her, it's just like she's just, you know what I'm saying. Yesterday was just vibes. It was nice. Like she's always just smiling, stuff like that. And it's like I could see it like being poured onto you. Like you like just more upbeat sometimes. It give you like more sense of hope.
She lights up my life on some super corny shit. But like for real though, like she's like one of the highlights of my day. Yeah. Like one of the biggest highlights. Like I look forward to waking up and talking to my shorty. Like I look forward to seeing her. Like I just was with her. Like she just dropped me off at the car. I'm about to be right back with her. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get some food. We about to cool it tonight.
Just vibes.
Nigga, my grandmother just called me. She talking about some, what y'all three want to go out? I'm like, who is y'all three? She's like, you and your girlfriend. You know my grandmother don't like nobody. So it's like, for her to do stuff like that, and it's like, I see stuff like that too, and it's reassuring. Like, my mother, fuck with her heavy, like, they got their own little text thread they talk to each other, and or like, her and my sister, like this, and like, or like my cousin's like, my cousin about to pull up on us, like, I think they already together. Like,
she be with little Chance, and
you know what I'm saying, Chance, he be more excited to see her than me. He called her his best friend and some more shit, so it's like, because you can get blinded by love as well. Because it's like,
fact.
I've been in past relationships and had people tell me stuff that they were seeing, and I wasn't allowing myself to receive it, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, you don't know it like I know it. Or like even friendships. I had people tell me about people that I was locked in with, like business relationships. I had the signs, they were there, but you ignore them. So it's like to see it on the flip and see like, I done had 1,000 aunties and uncles come and be like, nah, it's a good young lady. So it's like,
nah, that's real. I feel like for me, like staying on the topic of like hardest part of showing love is like knowing if you're being taken advantage of or not. Because I feel like that's where a fear is developed from either being undervalued or taken advantage of. So it's like once you feel that, and we've all felt that at a young age, like, you know what I'm saying? So like with that, it's like that can lead us to trying to love with fear in our hearts of being let down. But it's like fear is like dangerous because like it makes you look inward before it makes you look at somebody and maybe how you can love them or what they need. So you're so caught up in, you know what I'm saying, feeling how you feel, or like I'm scared of being let down. It's like I'm not going to open up. But it's like that's how you grow with somebody. That's how you see if that's like see if they're your person or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that also leads to us having pride, and it's like pride is dangerous because like when you have so much pride, you tend not to get along with people. So then you want to isolate. So it's like when you isolate, it's like you don't have to. When you're in isolation, it doesn't allow you to be vulnerable because there's nobody there for you to like, you know what I'm saying, to challenge you on your feelings and stuff like that. So like, I feel like for me, just trying to stay out of them places, stay out of those two areas with love and stuff, and it has helped me over time, like dealing with who I'm dealing with now. It's like I'm still trying to get it right, still trying to, you know, figure things out, but like I just commend you on that, fool, because it's like I said, bro, I'm gonna keep saying it, like, I done seen you been through stuff, and it's like, you still leading with, you know what I'm saying, a genuine heart.
And that's the kill, like,
genuine intentions.
Since a youngin', like, I'm just thinking about it, the more we talk about it, like, I was pouring love out, like, I was showing so much love, because I needed that shit, like, that's, like, that was really my mindset with the shit, like, of course, like, I did love who I loved and everything, but, like, I needed love, bro, like, and I was just like, if I get this love, I'm gonna get it back. Like we said, like the hardest part about, that was my hardest part about, you know what I'm saying, showing love was like realizing I'm not always gonna receive love back. But like, to the pride shit, like, that was another thing. I ain't never really grow with too much pride because I took a lot of L's early on, so I had already gotten.
You got humbled.
You know what I'm saying? I was humbled very early. I caught the embarrassments and stuff like that. So it's like, I was on the back end of it really early where it was like, I don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't.
And I'm not the one to be like,
you know what I'm saying?
You just had the mindset of who am I to.
And I was never judgmental, like.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say I'm not judgmental. I feel like everybody's judgmental, but I'm not judgmental in the sense that, like, I'm holding anything against anybody. Like, we're all constantly, like,
evolving.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, you look at people every day and you're constantly analyzing in your head. Like, that's just the human nature. But it's like, I've never been a judgmental guy because I felt myself, I never wanted to be judged. So it's always been that. Like, I never wanted to put out any energy that I didn't want to receive.
But we back, y'all had a little something going on with the camera, but yeah, I think where was we ending off at? Just talking about like the hardest parts of hardest parts of spreading love and like staying out of a place of fear and pride and how that's dangerous for us. And you know what I'm saying? What I wanted to end off with was like, instead of us like trying to lean on, like, this kind of piggybacking off of what I was talking about on the Bible study this week, like emotional idolatry and like holding on to our feelings so much, and like we should run to, instead of like, we try to find love from people, and it's like people who need love ask for love in the most unloving ways, fool. So it's like we either try and look for it in a woman, we try and look for it in a drug, like smoking, drinking, whatever it is. But it's like what has helped me over time is like just praying about it and then just leaving it right there, or like just going to God before I like try to seek it somewhere else, because I'm gonna get let down where I like.
Bro, I seen you posted some shit then saying exactly that. You were saying like worry, it's a difference between worry and, I forgot what the other word was, but it was saying that one of them is like debilitating. Like worry and concern. Worry is debilitating. Concern is healthy.
Concern leads to action.
Yeah.
Worry is just like when you're worrying about something, it's just worry. Like when you're concerned about something, when you're concerned about something, you're gonna put some action behind it. Like try to change your circumstances.
Everything with Jay. She was with me when we was watching the Bible study, but like that was something big, cause like we both in a place now, cause like she just graduated, so like that's a whole nother thing. Like she's in a place now where she's trying to figure out the next step, and even me, I'm still trying to figure out the next step. I wasn't in school, but like I'm getting to that age where it's like it's time to start
a career.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a heavy worry, and it was a worry for a long time, and now, excuse me,
y'all thinking about it, concern, like,
cause I showed her the video, I'm like, nah, like this some real shit, like place it at the feet of God and leave it at that. And like I've been moving with that since like even when I started the firefighter process, like it was a lot of worry, and I turned it to concern. Started doing,
put some action behind it.
You know what I'm saying? Like instead of being worried about it, I'm gonna just work out. I was worried about the test. Matter of fact, let me go get this weighted vest.
And let me stop smoking. Let me do the little things.
Let me stop smoking, shit like that. So it's like, that shit real.
Nah, for real. But this just leads to our last part of this episode. We're just gonna talk about like self-love real quick, like what that looks like for you, and obviously like knowing you like since a kid, like you've been rapping since we was at Grace, like we in the bathroom, y'all freestyling over the phone, like, and it's like I feel like childhood experiences form like your adult desires. So like with self-love and like what does that look like for you, and how has that like led you to like doing what you love to do for real?
You know, I love making music. I do love making music. But I was just talking to Molly about this shit, and he gave me some real shit. Cause it's like starting off making music. I started making music like for real, like really trying after my father passed. This was just trying to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
What you going through?
What I was going through, and that's all it was for me at the time. It was an outlet, and I found some success with it, and it turned into like something like a goal or like a job damn near. And since youngin', like I was never the guy. Not like I was never the guy. Like people, you know what I'm saying, fucking with me. Like I was well loved and everything, but I was never like the best at something.
Or like somebody's checking for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like hoops, I was never the best on the court, or like I was never the smartest in the class or anything like that. And we got homies like, nigga, watching you grow up, bro. I thought you was going to the league. Nigga was dead on the court, and it was like I never knew what that felt like to like be the guy to take the last shot, or like, you know what I'm saying? Cool. I never knew what it was like to just get the 4.2 GPA off the muscle and still be like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I started making music, and I was finally receiving that love that I always wanted so bad. And so it's like
of how people was reacting to
you know what I'm saying? Like that was that love I always wanted. Like I was finally getting that like you the guy. And I always wanted to be the guy. So it's like that's where that two sides of the coin goes. So it's like it's cool to be. It was cool to want the love, but it became unhealthy in a sense, and it kind of tainted my view on the music, because it was like I stopped doing it because I loved doing it, and I was doing
it for the love of the.
I was doing it
for the reaction,
the gratification of others. Like I wanted your love, so it's like when you're not receiving that love, you don't really like it no more. Like it was, because it's like it was a while. Even still now, to this day, I still struggle with it. Like, sometimes I just don't like the music, because it's like, why these niggas don't love me, man? Like, I be feeling like Will Smith on that episode when he was talking about his dad. Like, damn, bro, like, why these niggas don't want me, man? Like, that shit be fucking me up. But all that to say, like, outside of music, like, everything that I've been through has given me the tools to do so much more than I thought I could. Like, Shorty just texted me, I texted her, I was like, yeah, I'm about to start a pod. Because, you know what I'm saying, you gotta check in with your Shorty. And she texted me, I just checked her, she like, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, do your thing, teach the people something. And it's like, it was crazy, because like, talking to Gloucester, I was telling him, I'm in a concert, y'all like hit, texting this nigga, I'm like, bro, like, because he just lost his mother.
For real?
Yeah, he just lost his mother, like, probably like last year. I wasn't even knowing. And I was just telling him, I'm like, bro, like, same thing I just told you, like, you don't even know how much you meant to me and getting me to where I am right now. And he like, bro, like, I'm XY, I'm a middle-aged man, and you taught me more than you'll ever know. And it's like, that shit is crazy to hear. But it's like, I look at my friendships like now, I get to have the conversation with you that I had because of what I've experienced. And I can, the same way you can pour into me and give me game and gems, like I got my own set of experiences that are, you know what I'm saying, giving me the tools to share with you or share with my homies, or like through the music. I done had people text me and be like, you know what I'm saying, some shit you made like really like got me through some shit. I had a girl, I went to school with her in 3rd grade or 2nd grade, matter of fact, and we didn't bump into each other again until high school. Never spoke in high school. Ran completely different crowds. I don't even think I followed her back on the gram, bro. And she messaged me one day in like 2021. She in school somewhere, and she was like, bro, like, not even to put too much out there, but she had a health issue, like a real health issue. She went through some real shit with a guy and some more shit, and like she was like, a particular song, I listen to this joint every day, it really got me through it. And it's like, I don't even remember what the song was. It wasn't about that, but like, to hear somebody say that something I was doing had that much of an impact on them was like crazy. And it's like shit like that put a battery in your back. So it's like, that's where I've tried to refocus that love I had for music and like doing what I love.
And remember, like when I was telling you, like, I got this quote from Darnell Self. He was saying, "What you are called to speak isn't measured by those who show up to listen." So like, do it solely off of because like God is calling you to do it. Like you love something, like do it off just the strength of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for me, it was like, I feel like dealing with my trauma and like just going through what I've been going through, trying to change in certain areas, realizing that like I might have to step back to be able to step forward. And like, you know what I'm saying? That has like led me to like doing what I love now, which is just like sitting with y'all talking and just like putting it on camera now, like podcasting. Like I love having these conversations because like I learned a lot about myself through y'all, you know what I'm saying? And that's what like just self-love for me now is like reflecting. Like when I'm able to reflect and like see where I messed up or see how I can get better or see where I'm being, you know what I'm saying, enough in these certain areas, it allows me to like, you know what I'm saying, keep going and, you know what I'm saying, keep trying to put it together, keep trying to figure it out. So I feel like that's really what self-love is for me. I feel like another thing for me is like quiet, bro. Like I done changed up the music I listen to. Like I still here and there go hear some like some trap or some YB, whatever it is. But like for me, bro, it's just been like peace and quiet, or like I'll play instrumentals and like just sit there and just think, or like in the shower, like I just be zoned out. Like that really be like what self-love is for me, bro. Like working out too, like without fitness, bro, I just like wouldn't be where I am mentally. Like that is an escape for me, and it's another like reset for me. Like, all right, bro, you just worked out, you can just like go knock out a couple more things that you wasn't motivated to do before you just put, you know, before you just went to the gym, before I just got on the Peloton, whatever it is. But like I feel like that's what self-love is for me, fool. Like
cause I ain't even answered the question for real. I got on that tangent, but like I'm still figuring that out to be honest on the self-love thing. Cause it's like, I don't know. Especially like I stopped smoking, bro. I was smoking very heavily, but like I was getting into a whole lot of different shit, honestly. And I've been since I got into that shit, I'm an escapist. Like I'm pouring into different things, trying to escape other things. And it's like
you gotta deal with,
you know,
to be able to grow, you gotta like go through what you're going through, like deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't escape. You know what I'm saying? The real stuff.
If you ask me what I love, like I like to do, like what makes me happy outside of music, I still to this day don't have a solid answer, because like I spend so much time just escaping, you know what I'm saying, running away from different shit. So it's like I'm not smoking no more. I be having to sit with a lot of shit, and it's like I got a lot more time in my hands, and it's like now I'm on the self-love aspect, I'm just pouring into myself, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever that means for the day. If that just means I need some time for myself, or you know what I'm saying, trying to find things that, you know what I'm saying, bring me joy. That's been my thing on the self-love. Just trying to pour into myself and find whatever it is that's going to, you know what I'm saying, do it for me at the time.
No, for
that isn't necessarily not a negative thing, but like, you know what I'm saying, something that I feel like is
can positively
you know
add to your life instead of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, that's real, man. I feel like I said, like, what you just said off of like being like an escapist, like trying to get away from stuff, like I said earlier, like people who need love ask for it in the most unloving ways. But like I needed love in this certain area of my life, but I knew I needed it, but like I didn't want to accept it, so I'm escaping it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out here smoking, I'm going out here messing with such and such. Like it's just like, for me, it's just like getting caught up in that is like I just be drained, or I didn't found out like in these last year, like these last 6 months, like, bro, after I finish doing what I'm doing, bro, I be drained, or like it's always a reflection time of like, you tripping, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So
that clarity hit,
bro.
Yeah,
it's good to know that like self-awareness is like the first thing for us. So it's good for you to know that like I've been an escapist fool. So like now I'm just now seeking like, man, what do I love to do? But for me to find out what I love to do, I have to sit with what I'm going through to figure out like what's gonna help me positively deal with this stuff in life. So that was real. I'm glad to hear you say that, bro. For sure. But
I meant to say too, you had said something early, but I didn't want to get off the tangent of the jump. Like, I done told you 1,000 times, but I'm really proud of you. Like, I'm glad that you're stepping into all of this, but like what we doing is important. Like, what you're doing is real important. Like, I don't know who I was just talking to about this, but like, you're called to be a leader, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just in you telling people, you know what I'm saying, what they should be doing, but like, because I told you last night, like, I'm watching your progress, and it's like, it's inspiring me to, you know what I'm saying, show up for myself in different ways, whether it be just getting closer to God or, like, you know what I'm saying, just working on myself. That's the same with my mother, but it's like, just letting people, like, taking this guard down and being vulnerable now and taking steps like this and putting yourself out there, you gonna lead, and you, like, the music shit, like I was saying with the girl, like, you'll be surprised how much you just working on yourself and being you
inspires
out loud
people.
Is going to help people and inspire them. Like,
feel me?
Like, these conversations are just like the TikTok content that you putting out. Love that shit. Like,
appreciate that.
All that shit is going to, like, you don't even know how many people you probably have already touched and you're going to touch. Like, my sister just said something about one of them jumps. Like, she 39.
Right. And
she feeling that, though. And it's like you said, I learned something from my nephew. Like, this shit is really important.
Nah, for real.
And, like, keep going, bro.
For sure. For sure, man. Like you said, when we was talking about it yesterday at the kickback, like, you was just telling me, like, bro, I'm proud of you. And it's like, I knew you was proud of me. I know people around me proud of me, but, like, hearing it and then, like, other people telling me that I'm not even close with, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I seen your joint. My mother seen your joint. Like, bro, just, like, Lee just told me, like, yeah, my father seen your joint. We was just talking about it, and it's like I said earlier, bro, I can never get too caught up. I ain't gonna say never, but I'm trying my hardest now to never get too caught up in what I'm going through, bro, because, like, it's somebody on the other side looking at me, like, look at what he doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm looking at you like, bro, look how Scheme doing this. Is like, you gotta realize, keep going through what you going through, bro, because there's something great on the other side of it. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like,
because it's somebody that's just like you. Yeah. Somewhere, or somebody that's real similar to you that need to hear it just like you might have needed to hear it. And it's like, maybe you didn't hear it or you got it from somebody else. It's like, it's a each one teach one type of thing, because it's like the same way you might have struggled with being vulnerable when you were younger. It's a young nigga right now that might come across this, and this would be the catalyst for them to start, you know what I'm saying, opening up, or
that's
like
my
looking
whole
into it.
Goal for this, like
that shit is real important.
Nah, for real, that's my whole goal for this podcast, bro. Price and perspective, bro. The price of these things we're talking about, like, what's the price of loving somebody? What's the price of being vulnerable? Like, I feel like the price of that is, like, killing your pride. Like, you gotta be able to take yourself out of your shoes to be able to love somebody the right way, to be able to, like, be open to being vulnerable, like, about what you're going through and stuff like that, and, like, just our perspective on it, bro. Because I'm not here to give no answers, bro. I'm just trying to motivate somebody to keep going in their journey and give them my perspective in these 23 years I've been here. And, like I said, bro, like, we done had these talks when we was young, like 12 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, and, like, as I get older, bro, like I said, bro, I remember a lot of stuff, like, you and Leekton told me off camera, like, you and Leekton told me, like, since we were young, and it's like, all of that stuff really be keeping me going, because it's like, I'm not here for no reason, fool. Like, I done been through real pain and, like, damn near, like, you know what I'm saying, you feel me? So it's like, get here now is like, damn, bro, we on our way somewhere, fool. It's like,
yeah. I'm glad you said that too. You just said, I forgot what it was, but it started making me think, like, that was another thing that I had to learn with love moving into my relationship that I'm in now. That was one of my biggest personal hindrances. Like, of course, nobody's perfect, like, on the other side of it. It was things done on the other side, but like, something that always held me back in my relationships, because I've had 2 relationships.
You talking about killing your pride?
Yeah, not even just killing my pride, but just like killing my pride and showing up. I was so wrapped up in what I had going on. It was a lot of times I just couldn't show up the way I needed to, and not like I wasn't, like, emotionally available, but more just like I was just so sad. So it's like I didn't want to try new things, or, like, you know what I'm saying?
You was just, like, caught up in what you was going through.
I was just so caught up, and it's like, I couldn't expect somebody to be okay with that for but so long. And it's like, I had to keep that in mind and realize that. So now I'm in this relationship, and I don't say no to trying something. If she want to do something, it's not just me thinking, I don't want to do that shit. It's more me thinking, like, this is my opportunity to experience something that in any other situation.
This is another way of showing love, or just, you know, showing up and being there for your girl when
like,
it's something she want to do. And it's like,
I ain't never thought to go to Tokyo.
You just got back from Tokyo.
Just got back from Tokyo. I spent, like, I don't even like traveling for real. if I'm being honest, I don't like being away from home for more than like 2 days. Cause I
really gone for like 6, 7 of them.
Bro. I was gone for a full week
Tokyo, man.
In a different space, eating ridiculous food, all this shit. And it's like, never say no though, cause it's like that was an opportunity that I could have passed up on, or like I could have turned my nose at. And it's like that has fed our relationship as well, cause it's like that's what makes love feel like it does. Like, we got years in this shit. Like, we done experienced countless laughs and like good times, bad times, X, Y, Z, and it like, you know what I'm saying? That's what holds us together. Cause it's like that's what loving another person is about, platonically, or you know what I'm saying, in a relationship wise, like sharing moments. Cause it's like time is so precious, and it's something that we can never get back. But to be able to feel it with meaningful moments that you can look back on, because it's like everybody loves to reminisce, but to be able to realize you're in a moment while you're in the moment, like this is some shit I'm gonna look back on very fondly, like that shit is important.
Nah, that's real. But this is the end of episode 1. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate my brother for hopping on this joint with me. We're gonna be back real soon with episode 2 and the guest for that one. Love y'all, and we gonna see y'all in the next one. We gone. Hell yeah.